You guys, with the 2022 regular season officially in the rearview mirror and the playoffs staring us down right ahead, and with half of the playoff matchups already set in stone, you guys know as well as I do that there are some teams being talked about a lot more than others. Even though, yes, some people are discussing them, I'm just gonna come out and say it that what the Golden State Warriors have been doing leading up to the 2022 playoffs is again something that not everyone is noticing, which could play heavily into their favor as the weeks go on. And what specifically these different aspects are need to be dived into just a little bit further. One sec though, if you haven't yet, don't forget to like the video if you do enjoy, subscribe, and turn on those notifications to never miss another NBA video. Love you guys. And for any of you regulars that haven't yet, believe me, now is the perfect time to do so, because not only are playoffs right around the corner, but according to my numbers, over 95% of you guys coming back to watch the content haven't even subscribed yet. So for any of you that do, thank you so much. But anyway, to get back on topic with the Golden State Warriors, who finished the season with a 53-29 overall record, netting them the 3rd seed in the Western Conference. The craziest thing about this team to me is that even though they did actually exceed their preseason expectations by about 5 total wins, is that many people throughout the league are still not considering them a championship contender, with all facts considered that I'm about to give you. Because for a team like Golden State to exceed their expectations, you would generally think that health would be on their side. And let me be the first to tell you, if you weren't aware, that that is far, far from the case. Because in fact, the heart and soul of the Golden State Warriors in Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green have, believe it or not, only been on the court together for 11 total minutes of this entire season. I mean, if you tell someone this in the preseason with all of the injuries they had to deal with, most people would probably expect Golden State to be below their expectations and might even be a play-in team. But with Klay Thompson looking as good as new, Draymond Green finally getting over some of the bumps and bruises he's had this season, and on top of this, a hopeful 100% return from their 2-time MVP in Steph Curry, this team has almost been fooling the entire NBA by not really showing what they will be at full strength, which we might finally get to see in the first round of the postseason. But aside from this, and even with the Steph Curry injury, the Golden State Warriors might be the hottest team in basketball right now, and I haven't heard a thing about it. And why they're on such a tear right now can definitely be contributed to so many players throughout the rotation, but if we wanted to get into specifics, what Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole have been bringing to the table for Golden State, honestly, to an extent that I don't think many people predicted, and it might just be what puts this team over the edge. And to start with Klay Thompson in specific, I mean, anyone can say what they want, but I think it's pretty safe to say that you never really know what to expect from a guy coming off of a torn ACL and Achilles in back-to-back seasons. But even though Klay did have some of his struggles in his initial return, I can pretty confidently say that he isn't just playing the best basketball of the season right now, but it might just be the best stretch we've seen from Klay Thompson in his entire career. As I know, it's clear that this stretch has been without Steph Curry in the rotation, but it is still a sight to see for Warriors fans, as 4 of the last 6 games for Klay Thompson, he has quite literally been the definition of automatic, and he could not be getting hotter at a more perfect time. And when I said this might be the best stretch of his career, believe me, I wasn't kidding. As in his last 3 games in specific, this is the only 3-game span of Klay Thompson's career where he has dropped 30+ points in 3 straight games. But aside from this, with Klay finishing the season with averages of 20.5 points, 4 rebounds, and 38.5% from 3, the Warriors without Klay Thompson were coasting through the league at the beginning of the year, so adding this element to a fully healthy team, we really don't know what to expect. But aside from this, Warriors fans, I know you are not the ones that are discrediting the insane production of Jordan Poole this season, but it really seems like the rest of the league still is, and this, to me, is just absolutely insane. Because with Jordan Poole putting up averages of 18.5 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 4 assists per game for this Golden State squad, if you've ever made a playful or joking comment about Jordan Poole potentially becoming the 3rd Splash Brother, I am telling you right now that he has filled those shoes in every essence this season. And I know that people around the league are definitely aware of what he's doing for this team, but one of the biggest reasons I think he's disrespected is that with what he's doing this season, I think he should at least be in consideration to be the most improved player across the league. And this doesn't just just have to do with his increased averages across the board. While they are still very impressive, it really has to do with the element that Jordan Poole adds to this rotation, while also being a major reason they were able to be as successful as they were with all of the injuries they had to deal with. Because I mean, seriously, we're talking about a guy who just a year ago was getting some G League minutes, who is already proving that he is an up-and-coming star in the league and might be one of the most vital sixth men that any team has to offer. And I think it should be clear to everyone watching now that these two are going to work absolute wonders for Golden State in the postseason, but where the Warriors might possibly have the biggest advantage over any team they might come up against, it's very simply through different scheming and rotation options that other teams might not be able to match. And you're probably wondering why I'm saying this, and to this I will say that the Warriors might just have the most competent bench pieces to play out of any team remaining. In terms of consistently running different scheming and rotations, we've been seeing Golden State do this literally all season. And honestly, I think that a lot of people have a predetermined idea that once a team gets to the postseason, is that what a team will do is analyze what they saw through the regular season, pick a set rotation to run through the entire postseason, and that's that. And once again, specifically with a team built like the Warriors, should be far from the case. I mean, when you're looking at a majority of this Warriors rotation outside the top 5 and players like Steph, Klay, Dre, Jordan Poole, and Andrew Wiggins, I really see 8 people in this second unit that could be getting more minutes than they ever did in the regular season, or they could not even touch the court. And especially with how unique every team's playstyle is becoming in the league, the Warriors are going to seemingly have so many different options to throw at any team that's sitting in front of them. Some people might look at the situation differently. Again, that's just how I'm viewing it. But aside from this, again, with a Warriors team that seems to be as hot as they were when they began the 2022 campaign, who also is seeming to ramp up to be healthy for really the first and only time this season, I'm just telling you, don't sleep on them as much as it seems the general public is right now. But aside from everything that I've mentioned, I definitely want to hear what you guys have to think about this Golden State team. So please let me know in the comments, how far do you see the Warriors making it in the 2022 postseason? And on top of this, who would be Golden State's toughest matchup in the playoffs? But also guys, again, if you haven't yet, don't forget to go down below and leave a like on the video if you did enjoy, and of course, subscribe while you're down there. I mean, you guys know as well as anyone that we're going to be pumping out content like crazy with the postseason finally upon us, so just trust me when I say this, that you do not want to miss out. But on that note, I also wanted to say thank you so much to each and every one of you for watching. I appreciate all of you more than anything. You all know this, and I will see you guys in the next video.